Hello. How's everybody? We're in the hotel. Mike's going to get the dinner. He's going to pick it up. Like literally outside our window, which is like right here. I mean, I think they need to trim that bush just a bit. But literally outside our window is an Outback. So that's what we're doing. We do Outback. That's what we do every time we come here. This is a typical hotel that we stay in. We're going to do a review of it later. So that'll be there. But yeah, he's going over to Outback. We ordered our dinner. Couldn't do it online. Wasn't going to take our credit cards. Hey, Tony. How's it going? I gotta try to figure out how to get the chat up here. Nope. Like, literally, where's the chat? Good thing I have chat on my phone. Sorry, guys. So, when you come in, don't forget to hit that like button for us. How's everybody doing? Boy, is it good to see you guys. I enjoy seeing you guys. You have no idea. So our girls. Let me show you our girls. They're like, Dad! Dad! That's Elsa that looks back at you. That's my baby girl. Hey, Aurora. How's it going? So we're using dog food as the stand. There is a sofa, but the sofa stinks. And because it's a dog hotel, I'm worried about like the sofa because I don't know if somebody peed in it or not. So we're not gonna get on the dog sofa. So what's going on? What's going on? So much fun figuring this out, isn't it? We were like, well, there will be no time to go live. No time at all in Maryland. We're going to be like, run, 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 run. So there was just no, like, thoughts of even bringing in a gimbal with us. We were like, yeah, we'll just leave them all at home. So we don't have any place to sit the phone. We're sitting on a bed. We're going to eat dinner in bed. That's kind of, ugh. But, you know. Thanks, Tony. Yeah, Roar, that's kind of what we're doing. Because the sofa is just not a place that I want to sit. I mean, it's usually, so we stay here a lot. And it's a clean place. But because they're dog rooms, if it's the sofa that doesn't have the extra, like this is a cloth sofa. And I'm afraid to sit on the cloth sofa because I don't want to smell, if dogs have been up on it, I don't want to smell like a dog. The girls are sniffing it, so there have been dogs up on it. So what all's going on in Disney? Talk to me about Disney. I know, like, Muppets is closing, and what is today, the 3rd? 4 more days. Wow. And Dino Land is closing. That's closing real soon. Is it the end of the year? The Dino Ride is staying open. But the restaurant, one of the restaurants in there, is changing its menu completely. So I guess that's because of what's coming in. I don't remember what's going over there. Oh, the Americas, South Americas. What did they call it? Tropics of America. Yay, Aurora. When is your birthday? Hey, Shelby Spring. How's it going? We're glad to see you. We're just kind of hanging out. My husband just went over to get dinner. We're getting it from Outback. It'll probably be back here before 7. September 26th. Fun. Fun, fun, fun. He's picking up the dinner, and he should be back. They told him to be there in 20 minutes. Like, literally, he walked across the parking lot. That's all he has to do, and then he'll be right back here. We're sitting in bed using dog food to hold the phone. And we'll have to sit here and eat our food in the bed. How crazy is that? Did you send us pictures? We'll have to look, Aurora. So Shelby, how you doing? Can't wait to see the pictures, Aurora. I'll have to look a little bit later. Did you send them through Insta? Tony, is there any news on your tower? Anything new going on in your tower? I'm trying to think of all the things that are going. There's so much going on in Disney World. And Disneyland, man, they're having their 70th. Oh, we didn't bring them in. Oh, you saw them. I won ears from Fast Pass Radio. They're so cute. They're from Disneyland. And they're adorable. They have the, like, a whole bunch of little, on there, it's like a mural of different bunch of little, like, stamps page. Oh, okay. That works. That works. You can send the pictures when you go. And then on the very top in the center, there's the little Remy's chef hat. Because it's from the Food and Wine Festival, which is going on over there. Or just went on. I don't remember the dates. So they were so cute. They were so cute. Oh. Our littles are so sad. So, so sad. So I was going to tell you something. What was I going to tell you? You should see them. They're just looking out the crate, being sad little girls. Ow, my back. This place, so we always stay here. It's the cleanest of, you go up and down 95, the hotels aren't always clean, and especially when you need to have one that is pet friendly. So this one's always been clean. Like there's a nice pool here. Hey, Cocoa Beans. Oh, Cocoa Beans. I would love to get to California. We are trying to save some money. I'm working extra. Hey, Jason Thibodeau. Extra in my other job, trying to get some money saved up because we would love to come to Disneyland. And we would love to come like when there's still some 70s stuff going on. Because I feel like Disneyland has better merchandise. The grass is always greener. I think they have the better merchandise and the better food options. And so excited. This is not the Hollywood Tower Hotel. It could be a tower if you count 2 floors as a tower. So there's only 2 floors. It is a smaller hotel. It has a decent pool. Not that we ever stay long enough to be able to get in the pool because we usually get here a little bit before dinner. About like we did tonight. Usually it's between 4 and 5. Today we got a later start in the morning and I fell asleep in South Carolina. Mike says we didn't slow down, but I guess we didn't, I can't think of the word, add the time right. When we said 5:30, we were like, oh, oops. I looked at the clock and I was like, we're not going to be there by 5:30. So it was like, I don't know, 5:50 when we were supposed to get here. And I was like, okay, well, we can't go live before 6:30 because I can't carry the camera and we bring the dogs in and we bring our stuff in and we unlock the door. It just wasn't going to work. So I was like, okay, 6:30 will work. The phone is sliding, sorry. 6:30 will work. Hey, Benny, how are you? Good to see you. Oh, I will, Aurora. Trust me. We go to Disneyland, we're going to let everybody know. Hey, Wendy. Good evening. So, we always stay here, and it is a clean hotel. It's got a nice pool, and Bathrooms, what's important to me is the floors in the bathrooms are always clean. Like, as long as the bed sheets are clean, never bed bugs. We always check for bed bugs. You can't tell on the sofa. That's the other thing. The sofa's really dark, so you can't tell if there's bed bugs or anything. But yeah, the bed has no bed bugs. We always check that. So as long as there's no bed bugs and the hotel is clean, that's what matters. But man, they need to trim their bushes. Like, as I was saying, let me turn the camera around. I can get it to turn. So, like, the bushes, you can't even see out the first floor windows. So, yeah, we're gonna have to clean them out. Cut them down a little bit. Always. So you think we should take the elevator and not the stairs? We never take the stairs if we can help it, because I can go up the stairs, and I know it has to do with Hollywood Tower of Terror. Oh, he better have food in his hand. Looks like he's empty-handed. Oh, he's got our bag of food. Very good. I'm like, man, I didn't see any food. I was like, uh-oh, what happened? So I was just telling him about how the hotel is. Hey, John Connors. How are ya? Good to see you. Jamie Turner.
Hello everybody.
Mike's back. I'll have to hold on to the gimbal. Shelby says, Mike.
Yeah.
Florida Mark, how are you?
Hey, Florida Mark. Thank you all for joining us.
We're going to eat dinner while we talk to you, and we're going to call it a chat and chew.
A chat and chew.
And we've been actually, you have crutches, John? What happened? We think, so when the summer comes, and because of my dad's health, and the main reason is because it's so hot over there, we probably won't be going to Disney all the time. But we're thinking, we'll still be there.
Everything's up for change.
Yeah, and we're not saying we're not going. We are still going to the parks. Most definitely. Don't get us wrong there. I can't live without the parks.
First, we have to find out how we have to...
We have to know how we have to take care of my dad.
Right.
Hey, Pops V. Good to see you. I'm going to leave this up here.
Okay.
Don't bring the girls out until we're all ready.
Until we're done.
Yeah.
Lay down, guys.
So I got salmon. What's that?
I told them to lay down.
Oh. I got salmon, and he got kookaburra wings.
So something easy.
Easy? Wings aren't easy. You got to pick them up with your hands. And
I'm going to wash them, too.
I just washed mine.
Okay.
Yeah, neither one of us got steak. Is that crazy? You go to a steakhouse and I get salmon and he gets kookaburra wings. What's wrong with us? So anyway, we're thinking one of the things that we're going to do on a regular basis, especially during the really hot months, July, August, and then September we'll probably still do it because it's really, really hot. But what we can do in September, and maybe in July and August some of the time, like at least once a week, is go over and like do a chat and chew in the morning. We're thinking like at 10 to like 11:30, something like that. And then later on in the evening, we can drive over there when it starts to cool off a little bit. And then just, hang out over at the park for a little bit too. We are not Pops V, so we are on our way to Maryland because my husband's son, Mike, his son, is getting married on the 14th. And so this weekend, we've got some fun stuff to do with them and hang out with them and their friends and our friends. And then, now what's the matter? Okay. So we're headed to Maryland, and that's what we'll be doing. Did they not give us butter? That's what they call extra?
Well, I put some in mine. Broccoli. I can go see if he has more down there.
No, they don't. That's okay.
I'm gonna get you a drink.
You were supposed to get my water from the car.
Okay.
You gonna get that?
I'll get that, but I want to get
And a drink for you.
something cold.
Well, I have ice. I have ice in my cup, I think. No, girls, Daddy's not coming. I'll wait for you. He's not ready. So, anyway, that's the story, Pops. We're headed. You live in Maryland? We're going to Harford County. My parents live in Harford County. That's where both of us lived. It's where we met. Hey, Monarch Miracles, good to see you. Ghost Rider, how are you? So, we met in Harford County. Sometime we'll have to tell you the whole story of that. That's a fun story. But we met and got married up there, and our families are up there. His whole family is still up there. My parents have a home in Maryland and a home down here in Florida. Not that we're in Florida right now. We are in North Carolina. But so my parents are up there, and they're aging, and my dad isn't well, and Mom could probably do a lot of the packing. She does all the packing in the house, but I don't know how much she could get into the car easily. So our trips somehow almost always, hey Robert, good to see you, almost always coincide with my parents coming down or going home. So when they left Florida the last time, it was early March. My dad was told he really probably shouldn't be driving. So John Connors, can you tell us one time about Balin? Just once, and then we'll talk about other things too. And he was told he couldn't drive. So Mike drove up with them so that he could drive the car. And they stopped here in Lumberton and then drove all the way home to Maryland. And Mike spent the night that night, and then the next day hopped on an airplane and came back down to Florida, which was, I thought, amazingly wonderful because Mike doesn't like to fly. He doesn't like to fly. He just doesn't. And so for the fact that he took my parents back to Maryland while I stayed at home with the girls and I worked, and then got on an airplane and flew home to me. Hey there, Carissa, good to see you. I thought was just amazing. I am really blessed with a wonderful husband, so just had to put that out there. I mean, he is... You don't like flying either, Tony? Let me see if I can catch up in this chat here. I saw a bunch of things. Yes, Wendy, they are getting married on the 14th, Flag Day. And then that's a Saturday, and then the 15th is Father's Day. And so we'll probably, right now, the idea is that we'll leave Monday morning. But we aren't sure because we have to help Mom and Dad clean up the house. And that's your birthday? Wendy, that's so cool. You like Mike too, Benny? I don't blame you. He's a good guy. You live in St. Mary's County. In the military? Have you ever heard of APG? From Tennessee originally. We need to find out all about you. When Mike gets back, he's got to talk to you about the military. He was Air Force. He's retired Air Force. 20 years in the Air Force. Pops V lives in St. Mary's County.
Lives where?
In St. Mary's County.
Yeah.
And he married a girl there.
Mm-hmm.
He's originally from Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
And he... Did you get me ice? Extra ice? No. I'll deal with this ice. It's fine.
I got it. It's right here.
It's right where?
Ice machine's right there.
Okay. Well, they're waiting for you.
All
Right, now he's just getting ice. And I swear, he's going to come eat. I swear. I promise. Can you tell I'm a little scatterbrained sometimes? Florida Mark, your dad is retired Air Force? See, I love that. You'll be 55 on Flag Day. I bet your birthday themes do have red, white, and blue. Because isn't Flag Day Is it always it's always the 14th, isn't it? It's not like the third Saturday or second Saturday, or is it always the 14th? Flag Day, Mike. What is it? Always the 14th, or is it sometimes a Saturday?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear
Flag Day. Is it always the 14th, or is it sometimes? Why am I asking you? It's Wendy's birthday. She'll know. Always the 14th. See? So anyway, Pop's married a girl in St. Mary's County
Okay.
when he was in the military. And he probably told me what branch, and I probably missed it. Hey, Alyssa, good to see you. So Mike got me water I can pour ice. Pour my water into my cup. Man, at one point today, I didn't have any extra ice or any extra water. I was dying. I had no water left.
That might move when I sit down.
All right, hold on. I expect it to move. Do you want your Coke?
Yeah, I gotta get that before I have to get up again.
The bed is really, really soft. It is not the easiest to get in and out of. Oh, Ghost, that's all I ever drink anymore. Like, every once in a while, I'll drink a Diet Coke, which I did today, but that's it. I won't have Diet Coke for a while. What are you looking for, honey? An extra pillow? Oh, he wanted the extra pillow to put behind his back. I probably have 3. He probably has 3 now. You have soda every day? You need to stop. Well, I mean, you know, if it's hurting you in some way, either the sugar, did you turn that temperature up at all? You want to leave it at 62?
Right now, yeah.
Okay.
After running around all over North Carolina.
There's our Michael. Michael!
I'm not used to being on this side of the camera. I'm usually carrying the gimbal.
I know, right?
Welcome in, everybody. Thank you for joining us for our Talk and Chew.
Chat and chew.
Chat and Chew.
Chat and chew.
Chat and Chew. It's a town in Tennessee, right?
No, that's Chattanooga.
Oh, shit.
Chat and chew. Chat and chew.
Chat and Chew. Okay.
So, but at home, if we do these, we have a whole bunch of Disney games. Trivia, I have one called Disney Colors. I can't even remember all of our Disney games. So, we can play Disney games. We can play any games.
Well, the other thing is, too, we're talking about having some guests come in and join us.
Potentially. That might be.
So it's a little thing to fill when we're not in the park.
Right.
And we're really not sure how it's going to be when we're in the park. I mean, it could be totally different than what we're thinking right now.
What do you mean?
We may be in the park more than we know we can get in the park.
We may be.
So we don't, you know. I'm eating my broccoli.
He wanted to have kookaburra wings, and that was it. Chattanooga is Pop's hometown.
There you go.
All right, so don't let that thing fall. Because I'm going to try to cut this salad that they gave me like a whole head without chopping it up.
I guess you're just supposed to put a fork in it and shove it in like a rabbit.
Did they give me extra croutons? No. I asked for extra croutons and extra butter because they never give you enough butter to put on the bread and to put on your baked potato. And Mike had broccoli. So Mike took one of the butters because he forgot to tell them he wanted butter for his broccoli. So he gets one of the butters, which means I'm left with one butter. No extra croutons. I like their croutons. I just like to have them on the side, you know. But there's like 4.
This broccoli is actually very good.
Yeah, if you tell them to cook it well, they do a good job.
I like broccoli.
So do I, but only if you know for sure they're going to cook it well.
I took a chance.
Yes, you did. Take a chance on me. So, Pops, you probably told me 3 times now. I'm going to watch the chat this time, I swear. Which branch of the military were you in? Hey, Kendrick. Good to see you. We are hanging out here in our hotel room.
We're like
Having a chat and chew.
460 miles from our home in Florida.
Do you have to talk about how far away from home we are?
It's going to be a lot further tomorrow, dear.
I know, but at least we're going to be with family, and it's going to feel like kind of a home.
Oh, it is a home.
I mean, but like it's going to feel.
It's not our
like,
home. I know.
It's going to feel a little more like it was one of our homes
Right.
than tonight.
Yeah. We're here with our friends and our Disney family. It's okay.
Yes, it is. Now that we have them. Now that we have you. Oh, you don't want me to sing, do you? I get it. You wouldn't want me to sing either.
I'm really enjoying this broccoli. It's really good.
Excellent. I haven't had a bite of a thing yet. I'm still trying to get my salad mixed up and good to go. And good to go. It's like a Disney day. Oh.
It's a good to go day?
Well, I think it is. I think it is.
So we heard a little news in the park on the way up here.
It might have been what we were already talking about.
What?
What news did you hear? Well, I want you to tell them whatever news you heard so that we can talk about it.
One of our friends were telling their people about the new dessert over in Dino Land.
Mm-mm. That's not the new dessert. That's the one that's leaving. I think.
I thought it was just coming in.
No.
That's what it seemed like.
No, he said the menu will change tomorrow.
Okay.
I don't even remember what the dessert was. I was trying to balance the phone so that we could see the...
It was...
I know it had a little dino egg.
It had a little dino egg and a little dinosaur on the inside.
So it was kind of like one of those Cadbury eggs. What are you looking for?
No, I think it was...
Except it was a solid.
No, I think it was a hollow egg with a little
It was.
dinosaur in it, and it was white chocolate, I believe.
What, the
Hollow.
dinosaur?
No, the egg.
No, well, it might have been because it was
The egg
blue.
was hollow white chocolate.
It was blue, so it might have been white chocolate. You're right.
The dinosaur inside was blue.
Well, something was blue.
The dinosaur.
And me, because I'm sad.
Did Not So Scary Mary make it in?
Hey, Surf Bum.
Hey, Surf Bum, thank you for joining us. This is just a little thing that we're trying.
Well, we're not trying. We're just missing them, so.
Well, that's it. I mean, we're trying this out because we do miss all of our Disney friends, and we normally stream.
Oh, that celery smells like celery.
What?
Gross.
The celery smells like celery? You're
Yes.
exactly right, Jen.
That's why I don't like your tomato juice. It smells like celery. Ugh.
Celery normally does smell like celery. If it smelled like an avocado.
Dino Bites, Florida Mark knew.
What?
Dino Bites, Florida Mark knew.
Exactly. Yep. Florida Mark, you're right. Now, was that going away, Mark, or was that...
You don't have to yell.
No,
They can
I'm
hear
just
you.
loud. I can't.
I know. I tell you all the time.
I know. So, Mark, was that something that's coming or going? It seemed like it was coming in. Was that new?
I think it was leaving. He said the menu was changing tomorrow. Hey, Titanic. More rides in studio, in Hollywood Studios, on the 15th.
On the 15th of June?
Mm-hmm.
That's excellent.
Yeah, Titanic said they're going back, and they'll do more rides this time in studio. So, will you be riding the Tower of Terror?
If you're riding the Tower of Terror, Tony O'Tower would love it.
Tony likes celery with blue cheese. Ugh. Any celery. It just smells bad.
Well, I left it over there for you.
Thank you. I don't like the smell of celery. I don't like the taste of celery. I mean, you could use it for floss, I guess. But then your mouth will smell like celery and it'll stink.
It's kind of like me with fish.
Well, if you get fresh fish, it doesn't stink. There's no odor in fresh, truly fresh fish.
That's fresh celery.
Uh-huh. Carissa loves celery. All right. Ah, not so scary. Mary! Yes, she is here, she said.
Hello, Neary.
I'm eating my salad.
I'm having kookaburra.
Florida Mark said the menu is changing. Titanic's do chicken to ride the Tower of Terror. That's not chicken. That's smart.
These are really tasty.
Good. Kendrick said, when I get wings, they give me the carrots. They can hold the celery. Yeah, I hear that. Titanic's going to ride the Toy Story teacups. So the, what's that called? Spin?
Swirling saucers?
Swirling saucers. I love them. Tony Tower. Hey, Beth. Oh, we're giving you big hugs too, Beth. Tony Tower says he promises not to ride the Tower of Terror after eating chicken wings.
Or 2-foot-long hot dogs from Casey's Corner.
Ugh. You did ride the teacups over in MAJic. No, that was before the footlongs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was my plan.
You rode the wild and crazy monorail after
That's
the
right.
footlongs.
Right. No,
Yeah.
actually, we did the people mover.
So they want to see the pups. They're being good right now. That would be my Elsa looking at you. And Anna has an attitude. She is a teenager princess, and she always puts her back to us when she's not happy. So that is their typical. They're probably a little cold because we turned the AC down to 62.
I should have brought that small gimbal.
Yeah, well, I already talked to him and told him we didn't think we'd have any time for any kind of lives. See, Mary doesn't like celery either. She doesn't mind it. Okay, so cooked in soup is a little bit different. But there better be a lot of other stuff to drown out the smell of it. If my soup smells like celery, it's going back in the pot.
What I don't like about the celery is the stringiness of it.
Tony said he won't ride Tower of Terror after Beverly or Footlongs either. Florida Mark, you've never tried the tower yet? I did it years ago before my back was bad. And it was fun. It's definitely fun. You drop and you go back up and you drop and you go back up and you drop and you never know when you're going to drop because like it'll stop. and then drop. And then you come back up and it drops. And then you come back up and it stops. And then you drop. And then you come back up. You know, you just never know what you're going to get.
It is randomized.
Mm-hmm.
I apologize that we're eating in front of you, but you should eat your dinner at
Y'all
the
should
same
have your
time.
dinner with us. It is a chat and chill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Shelby, they are. They're like, why are we in the cage? We'll let them out as soon as we finish eating.
The only reason they're in their crate, and they actually feel safe in there, but if they were out here, they would be standing on my lap on top of my wings.
Oh, yeah. And when he went to get the food, if they were out, I wouldn't be able to control them unless I had a leash on them, and then they pull hard and choke themselves, and it's just better for them to be in the crate.
Yeah, it's kind of like how Jen can control me in the park.
In the crate?
No.
That's at night. That's how I control you at night. I let the girls out, they sleep in the bed with me, and you sleep in the crate. For being bad.
Probably.
Pretty much.
I'm pretty sure everybody doesn't believe that.
Alright. Titanic wants to try Hot Pot soonish. Is that the restaurant? Is Hot Pot the restaurant that you sit at the table and the table is like heated and you cook your own food at the table?
Not So Scary Mary wrote a whole bunch. I can't read it.
She said, yes, I agree with you. Just a few pieces of celery in the soup is okay with me.
What?
You with your mouth closed.
I am.
Okay. Maybe it was when you took a bite. But I'm not a celery lover, but I do admire anybody that is because it's so good for you. That's true. It is really good for you.
There's a lot of things that are really good for you.
Ooh, Titanic's having pasta in a bit.
Ooh.
Yay, Tony Tower's eating himself. What are you having for dinner, Tony? So, Monarch Miracles, I'm assuming this is Matt. Is it Matt? They are Shishans. Shih Tzu and Bichon mixes. They look a lot like a Maltese because they're white, but they have a little bit of like red in their ears. And when their fur grows out, you can see they have little light spots of kind of red on their back, but not much. So Elsa is almost totally white. Her ears are much whiter than Anna's, and Anna has the red ears like Anna and Elsa. Kendrick had KFC.
I like KFC. Jen's not real hot on it.
That's because the one in our hometown was disgusting. So Maxie has his crate and goes everywhere with them because he loves it and it feels like he's safe. It is very healthy for dog training purposes and for healthy doggies, yes.
They're very calm in there right now.
They really are. You put them in there and they pretty much stay calm. Even when he went out the door to pick up the food, they sat in there, but they didn't bark and whine. Where if they were on the bed with me and I had, hey, Tiki Man, good to see you, and I had the leash on them, they would be like trying to jump down and whining and crying, and it would have been terrible. So
grab some dinner, Tiki Man. Sit down and talk with us.
that's right, Mary. We all have dinner together. Oh, a protein snake, Aurora? Protein shake?
No. Not a protein snake.
Yeah, don't they? Matt, they look like little Malteses. My parents had a Maltese for a long, long time. He didn't like me. Probably because, so I'm an only child, right? And when they had Robbie, they adored that dog. Like, there was nothing that dog couldn't do that was wrong. Nothing. So I would always walk up to Robbie and go, I'm the real child. They love me better than you.
And the dog would bite her.
Well, the dog got to the point where, and I was never really mean to him. I didn't think he could understand me. Well, after about a year of that, he decided he didn't like me because if he was laying somewhere with his mom or his dad, which are my parents, and I walked up and I wanted to like touch him and pet him, he would look up at me and go, "Arr." And so one time I didn't think he was really, truly growling at me, and he went, I'm like, oh, okay, never mind. That's fine. I'll leave you alone, Robbie. He never liked me. He stopped liking me after I did that. Oh, Kendrick has a Lhasa Apso. They're so cute too. So Titanic says Chinese hot pot. They start heating the soup for you at the table, and then you put the ingredients in and the soup cooks them. Oh, so we have a faux restaurant like that near our house in Maryland. Oh my goodness, I haven't even finished my salad. I guess I need to stop talking.
Or start eating, one of the two.
Well, I can't eat and talk.
I did pretty good.
You didn't talk as much as me.
Because I figured I would talk after I finished eating.
Yeah, right, Mary? Dogs are pack animals, and so they like to be in a crate, actually. It's really good for them to be in a crate. These two had never been in a crate, and I had a dog prior to them named Bentley. He was like my soulmate until I met Mike. But Bentley and I were like crazy close, right?
Yeah.
He wouldn't leave my side more than 6 inches. If he was more than 6 inches from me, he was scared. So he was afraid. He had been abused. He had 7 homes before I got him. He was 2 when I got him, and he was afraid of crates because he had been in a crate all of his young life. So I did finally get a soft-sided crate the last 5 years of his life, and got him to go in it. I tried and tried and tried for years to get him to go in a crate, and he would not. If we put him in a crate, after 10 minutes it was destroyed, and I won't tell you how, because it was disgusting. But I mean, you were taking him for a bath and throwing out the crate because it was that bad. And finally I got him to go into a crate because he saw my parents' dog get in the crate, and he was always in that crate. And so, especially if we traveled, which we would travel with Bentley and my parents' dog, Rocky. And so when I finally got him in a soft-sided crate, I was like, yes, because I knew he was safe in the car, you know? And that was important to me. And then he finally did like it. And when I came into their lives, I was like, okay, let's try crate training them. Let's see what happens. And they love it. In fact, Anna at night when we're watching TV, she'll go, we'll be like, where's Anna? Where's Anna? Oh, she's in the crate. She went to bed. And it's so cute. We say to her, I'm going to tell them this story, and then I'm going to eat, and you're going to talk.
Okay.
So we tell them, night-night time, it's night-night time. Elsa's looking at me like, yeah? Because Elsa runs into the bedroom with me. Anna, the crate rolls. Mike picks up the front end, and the back has wheels. And so Mike picks it up, and he leaves the door open, and as soon as he starts to roll it a little bit, Anna runs into it, and he takes her for her night-night ride. And brings her into the bedroom.
She stands up in the crate looking forward, riding in the crate as I pull it into the bedroom. Dog's not right. But look who it has as an owner.
Well, they're very happy with me. Chia pudding.
What?
And kimchi ramen. Yum. I love chia pudding. So, Tony, do you make your own?
What is chia pudding?
Okay, so I make my own. You've seen me do it. I take the protein drinks, whatever flavor I want, and I pour them into 4 little dishes, the 11-ounce one.
Yeah.
Pour it into 4 little cup things.
Yeah.
And then I take the chia seeds and I put 2 tablespoons in it, and you stir it, put it in the refrigerator, and you wait about 20 minutes, and then you stir it again, put it back in the refrigerator, and wait until morning. And it's thicker. It's not quite as thick as pudding. I could put more chia seeds in it, but they're very, very crunchy. Well, they become less crunchy, kind of like tapioca.
Yeah.
They soak up a lot of the milk.
Right.
And it's very good. Do you make your own, Tony, or do you buy it? Sierra, did I say hi to you? I hope so. Ooh, Pops V found some broccoli casserole leftovers in the fridge. He's joining us now.
Please, everybody, eat.
You have to read the chat and talk to them.
I have to get my glasses and I need your phone because I can't read it off of my phone. Good point.
No, you
Thank
told
you.
me you could read it from your phone.
If I held it up in the front of my face, I guess I could.
These men.
Yep, we're so bad. After slaving over a hot air fryer, I have made chicken nuggets and some taquitos for dinner.
Chicken nuggets and what?
Taquitos.
Ooh, that sounds good too.
Taquitos. Did I say that? Did I say that right?
You did, taquitos. Yum, they're like little tacos. Except they're round. They're fully, all the meat and stuff is inside of them fully
Antonio
wrapped.
Tower is very culinary wise.
Antonio Tower is very wise in general.
Benny, how are you doing?
Who?
Benny? Neary's Benny?
Hi, Benny. He was here earlier.
He said he can't wait. Are you still at work, Benny?
He's probably there until 8 o'clock, I bet. That man works and works and works.
Mark, you like cooking? What do you like to cook, Mark?
Did you skip over Sierra? I asked her if I said hi.
No. Sierra, did Jen say hello to you? Oh, King Charles Cavalier.
Oh, they're
and
beautiful.
And a Bichon. I bet you that's pretty. Well, that's a size difference. A King Charles Cavalier is a little like a mid-sized dog. Smaller mid-sized dog.
A little smaller than Bentley was, I think.
I know Bichons are small. They're maybe like 10, 12 pounds. Well, no, maybe a little
Anywhere
bit
from
bigger.
12 to 15.
Yeah, 12 to 15. That sounds like a difference.
They can be up to 20.
Yeah. Benny was picking up medics in the CVS. Should be here shortly. Oh, still that's late. A pizza sub at Subway? That sounds pretty good.
I didn't know Subway had pizza subs.
Yeah, the King Charles Cavalier are always like cute. They look like a stuffed animal.
They're so pretty. So Anna's over here like turning sideways to look out the corner of her eye at us.
Right.
And she doesn't want us to know that she's looking at us.
What are some of our favorite moments in the Disney stream? Oh my gosh, I don't know.
In our Disney stream, Or just Disney streaming in like general?
In our Disney streams, the one we've done, and that's from Kendrick. Oh man,
There's so many.
that's a good question. You know what? We've had so many of them. Like,
Well, you want to hear something crazy?
what?
Some of my favorites are when we first started, before we knew anybody, before
Right.
we had like very many viewers at all. I think we had like maybe 50 up to 100 viewers, or
Right.
up to 100 subscribers,
Right.
and we would have like 3 or 4 viewers, and we would struggle. Remember struggling?
Oh yeah.
Lose the stream.
We first started, so we never had streamed before. So I remember starting the stream, and it was probably maybe not 5 minutes into it, and I hit the wrong button.
And we still don't know what button.
And I still well, I do know the button, but I hit the
You
wrong.
know what button you hit?
Yeah, I know exactly now.
Well, when it happened.
Because I've known how not to hit the button now, so I know how to do it. It was the end button, but I was trying to clear the screen off, and it ended the stream. It did exactly what I told it to do.
So you touched end.
Yep, I touched end, and it ended the stream, and Jen was
On
not,
purpose.
Yeah, well, no, it was accident. But Jen was not happy because we didn't know how to get it back.
And we couldn't get it back on.
And we couldn't get it back on. And we had like 3 or 4 people there. We were amazed. We had 3 or 4 people.
And they weren't friends and family.
And yeah, they weren't friends and family. They were actually people coming to visit. And yeah, that was kind of exciting.
Well, they were some of my favorite times because we learned so much. So, as far as like streaming per se.
At Walt Disney World, what's our favorite ride? God, there's so many of them. Each one brings. That was Pop V.
So, like, I can't pick a park as my favorite.
Well, it's Walt Disney World. It says Walt Disney World. WDW.
Yes, which is all 4 parks.
Correct. So which
I don't
ride?
even have. Hold on. I don't even have a favorite park. I can't say like I have a favorite park because it kind of depends on my mood that day of which is my favorite.
Right.
So I don't know if I have a favorite ride, but maybe a favorite ride in each park.
A favorite. Oh, we could do that. Probably a favorite ride in each park. And they're all for different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
First, let's go to Animal Kingdom.
Mount Everest.
You love Mount Everest?
I do.
I like Kylie River Rapids in.
Oh, that's
Animal.
fun too.
Because it's just fun, getting on a raft with 10 people and getting soaked is, when it's warm, that's fun.
And getting to know the people in your raft. That's fun.
So that's Animal Kingdom. Epcot.
Only Remy's.
Soaring. Love Soaring.
I love them both. But I guess, so I would take Remy's in World Showcase. Showcase? Yeah, World Showcase.
Uh-huh.
World Celebration, I would say Soarin'.
Soaring. Not Guardians?
Most curious
Not Guardians?
ride. I like Guardians, but only if I have somebody to ride it with me.
Now, for what it is, Spaceship Earth brings its own because it's so nostalgic.
Yes.
I remember first riding Spaceship Earth. It was amazing. And it still amazes me.
Yes. Thanks to the Phoenicians.
Thanks to the Venetians, yeah.
Phoenicians,
whatever. It's one of those. So that Hollywood Studios.
For the music, Mickey and Minnie's Ride. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railroad.
For the music.
I love the music.
Overall,
and I love the ride.
Overall ride.
Well, there's so many that I really love. I have so much fun riding Buzz Lightyear.
Space, but that's not in there.
It is in Hollywood Studios. Pew, 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 with
Oh, that's the arcade.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Woody's
No, it's...
what is it called?
What is that called? Help us out.
The shooting.
And I like
We don't know the name
the
of it.
spinning saucers.
And we're great, aren't we?
Well, you're not reading the chat, and they're
I'm
probably
trying to
telling
read.
you. You are not.
Soarin' Avatar Everest, Florida Mark. Soarin' Avatar Everest. Okay, so you're at Epcot and two in Animal Kingdom.
You know, I gotta say, I forgot about Avatar because I can't ride it anymore. Avatar is probably my favorite.
The Buzz Shooter is from Epcot. The Buzz Shooter? No, it's either in MAJic Kingdom. That's Space Ranger Spin. But then
And the other one is Buzz Lightyear's.
no, it's not Buzz Lightyear.
I think it is.
No.
Toy Story Mania.
Toy Story Mania, that's it. Toy Story Mania is a lot of fun. I like the Star Wars stuff because I'm a Star Wars geek.
Right.
We know that because I dressed up as one. Star Tours, Mark Blake's Star Tours, Rise, Smugglers, Runaway Railway. Yeah, that's all in Hollywood. MAJic Kingdom.
It will probably end up being Tron eventually
You think?
when I ride it. Yeah.
Can you ride it, really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, Tron for a newer ride
Newer ride.
because Small World, Dumbo, the Speedway, all of those are probably my favorite for nostalgia.
But I love, like for me, I love Haunted Mansion. I just wish.
Well, for the nostalgia there
for
too.
the nostalgia, I just wish it would show on camera as well as you
But
can
really-
actually see in there. And I know we do okay.
It really does show, Mike. You're thinking. I mean, you can see when you guys watch. Do you see the green footsteps coming down the stairs?
Yeah, they can see that. I
Okay.
can see that on the.
What are you missing?
Well, like when you go through the graveyard, it's hard to see some of the stuff in the graveyard. It's hard. It's hard to see some of the. For me, it is.
But you miss a lot of that even when you're riding.
I'm a perfectionist. I want people to see it better.
But you miss it even when riding.
I don't. Small World and Haunted Mansion, Aurora. Yeah, I agree with that. Toy Story Mania.
You don't have to yell.
Pops said
I'm right next to you.
MAJic Kingdom. Yeah, MAJic Kingdom definitely. I wish I could shoot better, but I like the Space Ranger Spin. I love getting on, and I know it sounds very silly, but the People Mover, it's a very simple, it's an attraction. It could be very useful if you were in a city, if you had a little thing like that to move people around. Walt had a good idea about that. Inexpensive transportation, something like that would be great. But I think people would mess it up.
The problem is, for transportation on a daily basis, to get to and to be dependable transportation.
If you lived in a city, it would be wonderful.
Let me finish. If it's raining, you're not going to want to ride it. Raining or storming, you can't ride it, so it's not dependable.
Well, if it had a cover, it'd be fine. No, why?
They don't run it when it rains really hard.
Well, it doesn't rain. Well, it doesn't.
Yes, it rains very hard in Florida.
It can't, I know that. It can't. I don't notice it was ever rained up there on that. But anyway,
we've never been.
I like that
in the
for
rain.
the nostalgia, and I like it. It's great because it's so flippin' hot some days, and we're dragging and we're going through. When we're going through Tomorrowland, it gives you like a little break. Because you can sit down, you can enjoy the chat.
Tomorrowland is the place where
we can enjoy talking with you all, so we enjoy that. And I like, what else? Jungle Cruise. Jungle Cruise is fun.
Tomorrowland is the place where you can get rest. It's the only place it's the only land that you truly can get rest. Because you can sit and ride People Mover. I know, there's a gnat in here.
Anyway.
You can go to Carousel of Progress. So you can actually get rest and you can get AC in Tomorrowland.
Kendrick also asked if they built a 5th theme park in Disney World, what would you want it to be?
That's a good question. I am so not creative.
Kendrick's very deep.
That's a really
You're
good
very
question.
deep, Kendrick. These are good questions. I bet you did really well in school. So, what would I want? We have a World of Tomorrow, which is basically Epcot. But you have a little bit of the world now because you have the World Showcase. You have Hollywood. You have the Magic Kingdom. And you have...
And I am excited that, I mean, I know they didn't do villains because villains were not, they're a part of Disney, but they're scary to some children, and I get that. So, but I'm very excited for the villains to come because we saw the villains show.
Yeah, the villain show made Villains Land look fun. So when they do...
Even though it doesn't show villains, it's not like...
But I don't know if I would want a whole park about villains. Don't know. I think that a park that was built on possibly maybe Disney related everything America, would you think?
I don't know. Hey, girls! Stop. They like to lick each other's faces.
You know, I'd have to really think about that, Kendrick. There's just so many things come to mind.
I want to think about like the Disney movies and what movies could...
The movies, but that's kind of like what Hollywood is all about. Indiana Jones, Star Wars, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway.
I know.
Rock and Roller Coaster.
But I'm thinking...
Belle. Yeah.
I'm thinking more the old traditional movies.
That's kind of like what Hollywood used to be.
No.
The backlot tour, those type of things. That's what it was all about. And it didn't...
That was not about Disney.
It wasn't about Disney, but it was about old-time Hollywood. It wasn't... It didn't seem like it was sustainable.
But I'm saying I don't know. I guess because what I think about when I think about Disney World is my childhood. And so, like, the Dumbo ride, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. You know what? An ocean world would be really cool.
An ocean world would be awesome.
Park.
That would be awesome.
That would be really cool.
That would be awesome.
Not like SeaWorld. Like, I want to go... I mean, not that I've ever been to SeaWorld, so I can't say that. But I want to go under the ocean, you know? And I know it wouldn't be really the ocean, but take me under the ocean. Disney has that ability to transport you into a different world.
Disney Magic and Mayhem said, hello, guys.
Hey, Richard!
Yeah, well, this is Aurora. Tell Richard hello for us. Is Richard in here?
If you said Disney Magic and Mayhem.
Well, yeah, but it was Aurora said. Did Richard send you guys over here?
Is he in here?
Oh, he's live right now.
Oh. Well, after we're done,
we'll have to pull up.
Make sure you
Richard.
check out Richard, Disney Magic and Mayhem.
Yep, definitely. When our stream's done, if anybody still wants some fun Disney content, go over and check out our other friend Richard over at Disney Magic and Mayhem. But
he does all the fireworks every night.
There's also Not So Scary Mary TV. Mary's here with us. Please definitely check out Not So Scary Mary TV. You have Sierra, Cruise and Theme Park Guide.
John at Fun to Be Free.
John at Fun to Be Free. Actually, after our stream, if it's still on, John is actually
You're getting
being
loud again.
John is
We're in
being
a hotel.
interviewed. John is being interviewed by the Diz Pod.
Living in Diz. Livin in Diz, D-I-Z.
And I believe you go to the Diz Pod.
No, you go to Living in Diz.
You're sure?
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, Jen said go to Living in Diz if you wanted to see any more from that. And then we also have Scooter Adventures. Scooter is also on a mobility scooter like Jen is, and Scooter and his wife Michelle give you a bird's eye view from a limited mobility.
A bird's eye view? They aren't flying in those scooters.
They give you a
They might be going really fast like me, but they're not flying. Don't you tell me, hush.
They give you a view of the park from the...
As Pete McDevitt calls it, it's a butt view.
They give you a
Because when we're holding that cam and it's right on our scooter, it is at butt level. And you know what? I can't tell you this in the parks, but when you're at the end of the day, the end of the night, and you're in those lines waiting for the monorail,
there's some
you know that people haven't had a shower that day, and it was very hot.
There's some additional...
You can tell what temperature it was.
There's some additional fragrance coming around. It's no longer that fresh Disney.
It's not like when you go into the park and you're like,
shower.
oh, somebody just walked by and had a shower earlier.
Yeah.
They still smell good.
They smell like the Disney
It's not
soap.
quite the same.
It's not the same.
Yeah, no.
That's why I'm glad I'm not down there all the time. But yeah, definitely. And also we want to still thank Nick and Shannon, Ear to Their Travel. They're our travel partner. Please, if you're ever in the parks or you're needing to go on a cruise, please think of Nick and Shannon. They do have pricing already for 2026. So check out Nick and Shannon at Ear to Their Travel. You never pay a commission, and they're 5-star rated.
We should have used him for this hotel. Oh, we couldn't because we used our choice points.
Yeah.
But when we come back, we'll have to use Nick to book our hotel for us.
Tony, can you drop the links in for what we were just talking about?
For Nick and Shannon and all of our friends?
Yeah, for Pop V and all that. Hello, Court Marie.
I tell you what.
Welcome.
I got salmon, and their salmon is so good. I love salmon.
It smells like fish to me.
It's so good.
So, we don't have as many as we do in the park, but is everybody enjoying this? Because this is something we would like to do on a regular basis, while we're not in the park.
Well, but we would have games.
Oh, I know we're gonna have more fun stuff.
It's not
And like I said,
boring
we're gonna
like
have
this. I mean, not that this is boring, because I'm having fun.
Yeah,
but are you guys having the fun that
we
we're
just
having?
missed all of our friends from the park. It's this is a one way we can still see our friends at the park and talk. Well, thanks, Kendrick. I appreciate that, and Kendrick, I really appreciate your questions. I really do, because
they were really thoughtful.
They're very thoughtful, and I think it gets everybody involved. Everybody really enjoys those.
Here, I'm gonna want that.
I'm gonna want this.
Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna want that.
I am gonna want this. What'd you do to my phone?
I think we have to. I don't know. I think we have to carry our gimbal from now on.
I think so. But we think, we don't go up all that often, but we go up once or twice a year at least. Kendrick said, yes, it's fun.
I saw that.
Yes, Pops V, we're in Lumberton, North Carolina.
I've got to put my feet underneath these covers. It's cold. I'm up here, ice cold.
Well, change it from 62 to like
No,
68.
No, it's comfortable after I'm under the covers.
Oh, well, that's true. They're very heavy covers.
Yeah.
Court, I don't know what's happening, why you can't see the links. I know you're one of our moderators, and I don't know why you can't see the links.
Jen, why don't you try to drop the links?
Because I could lose this. Oh, well, I wouldn't lose the stream because it's on my phone. But Not So Scary Mary has them.
Oh, thanks, Mary. Oh, that feels...
Mary, that's not the correct link. I'm going to remove those because the correct link... So we get a small commission from that. And the correct link... Hold on, why won't it do it? I am a mod. It won't do anything but... Oh!
Jen's frustrated.
I'm very frustrated.
I noticed.
That is correct. All right, so do not click on those links. Let me grab the links for Ear to Their Travel from Nick and Shannon. Give me a second.
Yeah, Jen's going to grab those. Why are they on there if they're not the right links?
I think what she did is went to their site.
Oh.
And that's not... You have to use the link that's for our travel.
Oh. Okay. That's your department. I'm just a gimbal holder.
Well, you should know that stuff, because what if we need to do it sometime?
Jen.
No.
Mary. Jason Thibodeau. Mike Beecham, help me. I'm lost. Hi, Sierra. Thanks for coming. Hi, Sierra. Thanks for coming in. Can you drop some links for me? No,
Yeah,
I can do that.
I see why, because it's not in that. Let me find where I put that then. Hold on. I will be right there.
Jen has hid the links on herself.
No, the links are there, but that link isn't included.
Well, that's not right.
All right, so you take care of the chat, please, because you seem to forget the chat, and you leave them all alone, and they're not doing anything. They're sitting there floundering and going,
no,
they don't have
they're watching us be It looks like the first time we've ever streamed now.
I sure hope not.
So what were some of our other fun things? Watching fireworks with all of you.
Happily Ever After every single time makes me cry.
Makes her cry. That was amazing.
Check out the chat, please.
Okay. I have to pick it up.
You may pick it up. I will allow you to pick it
Pop, don't worry about that. You're good. You're good. We need to
What?
have the links. You know, he wanted to know the links, and he didn't
Yes.
want to cause confusion. You're not causing anything.
No, you're not. You're not at all.
This is actually good. It's good practice.
What I'm just doing is going to one of my older lives, and I'm going to copy and paste it from there.
Pop V, are you a Marine? Hey, MAJic Fanatic. How are you?
MAJic Fanatic.
Thank you for joining us.
We are hanging out in the hotel that we're in for the night. We are not in Disney.
I think you know that I was retired Air Force. Pop V, my dad was a Marine. He went to Korea. He was wounded in Korea. So I understand a Marine. And notice I said, were you a Marine? No, you're a Marine. You're once a Marine, always a Marine.
All right, so I got to do it in 2 parts.
Hoorah.
All right, so there's the first part just for the beginning.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Oh, you're dropping the link.
Dropping the link. Pay attention.
You?
Wake up.
I'm taking notes. Thank you.
I gotta get the second half now.
Yes, welcome in. And these are going to get, a little bit better. I won't have a headboard behind me all the time. We're looking to get a nice. I want to get a nice.
No, I don't want a green screen.
I want to get a backdrop or something.
We don't need a backdrop. We just need. Michael.
Tell her we need a backdrop.
We're not getting a backdrop. We'll just have things behind us and we'll be fine. Here comes the second part. And there is the link. That is the link for Nick.
That's the link. Yeah, the link. Whatever you said.
It's the link for Nick.
Here
to their travel.
I kept getting link and Nick. Yeah, the mouth wanted to say it, but the teeth and gums wouldn't allow it. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out.
The teeth and gums don't talk.
No, that's true. They make words though.
No, they don't.
They do.
No, your tongue and voice box.
Take your teeth out and see how well you talk.
That's because that's where you put your teeth. Your tongue.
Teeth, your tongue?
Yes. Your tongue goes on your teeth in different places to make different sounds.
You're welcome, Pops V. You're more than welcome, sir.
What do we miss? What ride do we all miss at WDW most?
What ride? What do you mean?
What ride do we miss at Walt Disney World? That includes all 4 parks. What ride do you miss most?
That are still there or that are gone?
Oh, I don't know. I thought he meant because we're not in the parks. I
wish Walt Disney World still had. Everybody wishes they still had Mr. Toad.
20,000 Leagues. I don't remember Mr. Toad.
If 20,000, well, they did do a facelift. They did do a facelift for 20,000 in California, and I think it works.
It's still not. No, it's not 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. It's Nemo. It's not 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
But in California, it is not
20,000. I know it's not. It's Nemo.
So it's not just a facelift.
It's the same.
No,
exact.
It is not.
Ride.
It is not. That's like saying that Tiana's is Splash Mountain.
And it isn't?
No.
Why isn't it?
What do you guys think? Is Tiana's?
Change?
Stop. Is Tiana's? Is Tiana's the same as Splash Mountain? No, because you don't hear the laughing place. You don't see the same characters. So what? So you still are on the same track.
Log flume.
But
the ride is still the same.
Ride. No, the ride is the experience.
Ride.
You know what? Walt doesn't like you because you don't understand Disney. It's the experience.
Walt likes me. I have 2 fingers.
No.
Yes. Anyway.
Now he would tell you, I bet you anything if he came back, he would tell you that he doesn't like 2 fingers because he doesn't smoke anymore. Because it's not good for you.
Yeah. Anyway.
I bet you.
So here.
Anyway.
Here's the truth.
I want to know your guys' thought. No, I want to hear their thought. What are we all
Hey,
miss most
MCM,
at
how are you doing?
WDW. All right. Florida Mark said, I miss Celebrated Dream Come True Parade. Great movie ride. The ones that are gone. So yeah, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Right. That's the one I miss the most.
So
that, as far as a ride.
For Jen.
For me.
And I actually miss the cable cars. I miss the cable cars going across the park. That was always fun because you could always see everything.
Well, I was only 4 when they were there.
I'm sorry you're a baby.
I am. I miss 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
The great movie ride.
I miss the Spectra Magic.
Spectral Magic was cool.
Spectra
Magic was cool. Yes.
It was very cool.
But we're getting ready to have a new one. Who's going to go see the new nighttime parade?
On opening day.
And we will be live.
All right, MCM said Splash Mountain and Tiana's Bayou may have the same tracking.
Correct.
But themes are totally different.
Of course it's themed different.
Well,
one's Tiana's.
The point of
and
the
one's
ride,
Brer Rabbit,
the
you
point
know?
of the attraction is the story that it tells. Not the ups and downs.
When I say it's the same ride,
you know I'm
it's the same.
MCM, you and I, we got this. We got this.
It's the same track. It's the same
that doesn't
track.
matter.
The storyline is
Alien
different.
Encounter and Cable Cars is what MAJic Fam said.
Alien Encounter. God, I remember that. That didn't last real long. You know, a lot of people said that they wanted to bring back Captain EO. Captain EO was cool, but it wasn't Disney to me.
Why?
I don't remember Michael Jackson in many.
Ooh, Kendrick said World of Disney was good.
Okay.
World of Motion, I'm sorry.
World of Motion was good.
All right, MAJic Fanatic is going to be there at the parade on opening day too.
Cool. Look for us,
Look
MAJic
for us.
Fanatic. Definitely come find us. With an MC.
And nighttime spectaculars we missed are Spectro Magic and Wishes, a magical gathering of dreams. You know, I never saw Wishes.
Harmonious.
I never saw Harmonious. I never saw Wishes. I have heard over and over and over that Wishes outdoes Happily Ever After. And yet Happily Ever After, I get goosebumps and cry every single time.
Well, I don't think they didn't have all the projections on the castle and on Main Street. It was basically...
No, they didn't have that then.
No, it was a fireworks display to music, which was very good, yes.
Ooh, want to hear Pop's V's?
Yeah.
Splash, great movie ride, 20,000 Leagues. The Old Figment, I agree
The
there.
Old Figment, they got to bring back the Dreamcatcher.
They do. And the Hydrolator.
The Hydrolator?
I don't know the Hydrolator.
Oh,
Tell me about the Hydrolator, Pops. Enchanted too. MCM said Enchanted.
Yeah.
It was limited to only extra hours. Oh, I didn't know that.
Really?
Yeah.
I also miss Horizons in with Ellen DeGeneres and
I only saw that one time and I didn't like it.
Bob Nye, the science guy.
Bill Nye.
Bill Nye, the science guy. I love that. I thought
he calls him Bob Nye, the science guy,
Bill
to
Nye,
a teacher.
Bill Nye, the science guy. Blah, blah,
to a
blah,
teacher.
Blah, blah, blah.
So I did not know that Enchantment was limited to extra hours. A MAJic Fanatic will look for us.
Very cool. We look forward to it.
Oh, you don't like the music in HEA MCM? All right, what else?
MCM, is it the music in Happily Ever After? Is that what is the holdback for you?
That was at the... Oh, whoa, oh, so Ellen DeGeneres, that was at the Seas at Epcot.
No, that was at Horizons.
Oh, Hydrolator.
Yeah, that was at the Seas. That was the Hydrolator, yeah.
So what did it do?
I forget. But I remember the Hydrolator. And they used to have a scuba diver that would actually come in the top of the tube that's there, that's filled with water, and then they would take the water out, and the scuba diver would come all the way down to the bottom, and he would come out. And they would talk to people about scuba diving.
I did see that.
And then he would go back in, they'd fill it back up with water, and he'd float back up to the top.
I did see that once, and I was very enchanted by that. I don't know why I didn't remember that. So MCM said, yeah. He said, I'm correct. It's the music.
The music. So
I can understand that, MCM.
So here's a question, MCM. I got a question.
Go ahead.
If the music wasn't there, would you enjoy the display? Is that a fair question? I don't know.
Probably. So for me, MCM, I never saw the others, So the music, I'm assuming then that the music was used in other shows. The music from HEA was used in other shows. So it has no meaning for me until now. And so it's got that. So he said HEA's music's never updated when they updated the projections.
Okay.
Oh, so was it a show and then they added in the projections later? And they just didn't, like, they updated the show by adding projections, but didn't update the music? I love learning things about Disney. See, there was so much time that I didn't get to go to Disney.
One of our programs like this, we ought to just, try to get all of like the trivia of Disney that we can get.
Well, what I like is learning from them. They're telling us.
Well, true.
I like this. Mary said she's sad she never rode the Great Movie Ride. Yeah, I get that. Pops V says Spectre Magic is the best in his opinion. So MC Ed said the problem is you can't ignore the HEA music while watching projections. You know that for me that's very true. I'm a music person, and those.
So the visuals basically give the music.
Hey Nick, he asked where we called to make it a night. We are in Lumberton, North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Just over the border. Lumberton, North Carolina.
We're about halfway to our home in Maryland. Our old home. We're halfway to Jen's parents'
It's still
house.
our home because it's where our families are.
It's where we grew up.
So it's home.
But our home is in Florida now.
Yes. Hey, Tiki Man. All right, so MCM says, so when I'm trapped in Magic Kingdom for HEA, I'd watch it from Tron, which that music covers everything, but you can still see the castle if you find some spots. That makes sense.
So you like the fireworks display, but
without the music.
Without the music or the graphics or the projections.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's
legit.
a
personal preference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pops V, I-95 Paradise. Here, Maryland, or Florida? Florida's paradise. I say it all the time. I'm like, I'll look out our back door. Let me see if I can find some pictures while we're talking. I'll look out our back door, and we have a pond, and I see the beautiful sunset, and I'm like, oh, we live in paradise. So Nick said his favorite parade was the Tapestry of Nations parade during the Millennium Celebration. So cool.
Nick, was that when you worked at the park? I don't remember that.
So MCM said he doesn't like the music mostly. He said the projections are good, but happily ever after. Right. Music stinks in his opinion.
I mean, personally,
that's a legitimate opinion. I mean,
yeah, I get kind of amazed on how they've. What?
Go ahead. Finish and then I'll talk.
I get amazed on how they take the projections and put them on the buildings, and it's the whole outline, because you can actually see in one of the windows on Main Street, you can see the cutout of the building where the projection is going to. I think
you can see the window where the projection comes out.
Yeah. The technology in that is really kind of amazing to me.
Well, I mean, it's just a big projector.
Well, they took a laser and basically laser projected all the graphics that go on there, and it only goes in those certain areas. It's not like they just took a big gigantic paintbrush and went like this across it and painted it.
But it's a projection, yes.
Yes, but it's to the shape of each one of those buildings. It's been fed into the computer.
Yes.
That's what I mean. So what were you jumping at?
So, Kendrick, I didn't realize, and Nick said it's correct. So Kendrick said, I heard that July 6th is the last day for Tom Sawyer and Liberty Square Riverboat. Is that correct? And I did not know that was that the date had been given, so July 6th.
I heard that it was coming, but I didn't.
Yes, but I didn't know the date.
Yeah, but I heard they were going to release it soon, so somebody's released it.
So it won't be there when we go for the parade.
No.
It'll be gone by that
The
time.
walls will be up by then.
Tapestry of Nations ran from 2000 to 2003-ish at Epcot. And it was when he worked at the parks. Very cool.
A parade in
Epcot.
parade in Epcot?
I remember I think I even saw it one time.
Now, I did the last time I was down there in before you and I got together, when I was down there in 21.
The first time you and I got together?
No. Before you and I got together.
Yeah, before.
That they used to they had a carriage and it would ride around World Showcase with a bunch of princesses in it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
So MCM said the building projections in Magic Kingdom will always make him think of Disney Enchantment, which he's too late to see due to his family issues. So does it make you wish that you could see Enchantment? I never saw that one either. And Nick said the updated concept art makes him feel so much better than what we thought it was originally going to be. It was announced this morning.
Oh, the concept art?
I need to find that concept art.
Yeah, we got to find that. So, you know what'll... What?
No, go ahead.
What'll be really amazing to me is that, like, Haunted Mansion is right there. So when you're walking through Haunted Mansion, there's going to be a wall all down that one side.
Yeah.
And probably...
But you know what?
What?
That means that it won't be so hot even when you're under there, because that's where the sun comes in.
No, I bet it'll be holding heat
No, that's where the
underneath
sun... No, because the other side will be open.
We'll see. We'll be
see.
there. Yeah.
And they won't close it in completely. They'll leave space at the top.
Yeah.
Taller than what people are.
It's
but they'll
taller
leave
than what
space.
people are, and I mean that's a lot of wall.
It's where the sun comes in, though.
It's gonna
That's
be-
where it gets so hot. You get to that last piece under the roof. You're in shade under that.
Right.
And then you get to that last section and you're walking in the bright sun.
And it'll be strange.
It's hot.
I know it is hot. But it'll be strange too because Big Thunder should be up and running probably by what did they say? The end of the summer, end of the year? August, November?
End of the year, I thought. I don't know. Nick will tell us.
So Big Thunder will be running. You'll be able to see down into there what they're doing. Well,
I bet you they'll find a way to
it'll be
to
up
hide
above. I don't know.
They'll find a way to hide it.
And
So, are you done?
yes,
Oh, good. Because Pops V said his first visit was in June of 1972. Pops V, that's when I first went. June of 1972. He stayed at the Contemporary, and the DCR is his nostalgic favorite because of it. What's our favorite resort? You guys answer this in the chat too. What's your favorite resort? I would say because of the nostalgia. For nostalgic reasons, gosh, it's a tie between Contemporary and Polynesian. Because what I remember is Contemporary just standing there in just total awe as a little 4-year-old and looking up and going, "Oh my God, there's a train running through the building, inside the building. That's insane. That is just like, wow, this is from the future." You know, it was just so I couldn't wrap my mind around it then. And I remember over at Polynesian being able to see all of the people on jet skis, jet skis.
Well, they
dancing
they used to have
shows.
water
The shows.
skiing shows and all out there on the
and so
water.
that was always cool to me. So for those two reasons, those two. What's your favorite?
I like the Polynesian because of the atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the park.
Well, all of the monorail ones, you can see the park. You
Correct.
can see Magic Kingdom.
Correct. I think the Grand Floridian is beautiful. I always wanted to stay there for some reason, just
because it's beautiful.
Beautiful, it's like it. The Contemporary, it's kind of it's pigeonholed itself. It can never be any more than it's a lot, but it can never be any more than that.
What do you mean any more than? Bigger?
Well, it's not going to expand out. There's not going to be another part of the monorail go through it. The monorail going through there is very neat, but after that, it's a hotel. I mean, I've stayed in I've stayed in a hotel that's the shape of a pyramid out in Vegas.
I haven't.
You know, the Luxor. So that's kind of like different.
But for me, I want to stay in the contemporary where I can come out of my balcony and watch the monorail go through. I want to come out that hotel door and stand on that balcony and look out and you know, inside the building and watch the monorail just go through.
You know what the resort we stayed in that I really, really liked? You know what it is.
Which one?
Coronado Springs.
Yeah, but Coronado Springs I felt like wasn't anything more than a hotel. Like you're saying
the same as a contemporary to me.
That's what you're saying with the contemporary.
It's a hotel.
It can never be anything more than a hotel. Coronado Springs was really nice. Hey, Alyssa and Neil. How are ya?
Hey, how are you doing, guys?
So it was really nice in that it was quiet. It was nice. It was beautiful. And it was very quiet.
Right.
So it was very kind of like a grown-up hotel.
Bring Alyssa. I got to bring Alyssa and Neil up on this. Neil, Jen and I are going up to Maryland to my son's wedding. So we normally stream on Tuesdays, and we missed everybody. So we basically we called it Chat and Chew. We're on the road. We're at a hotel in Lumberton, North Carolina, and we're on our way up to Maryland, where we came from to go to my son's wedding.
Where we lived.
We
came from our mommy's bellies. Well, that's where we originally.
That's why I hate a teacher sometimes. Don't grade my papers. Just tell me the answers.
I'm telling you the answer.
Yeah, I know.
So MCM said he'd wish to, but it's expensive on hotel stays and after hours. So if he had a chance to visit Walt Disney World in the future, he'd wish that they had enchantment in regular night rotation like Disneyland. That makes sense.
Makes sense.
The permits for Big Thunder will expire in April 2026. So that is probably when Big Thunder Mountain will open back up, April of 2026.
Okay.
All right, that's all right. That's a long way away.
Well, they could be ahead of schedule too. I mean, things do open early, right, Nick?
Not often. Usually late.
Really?
Well, I mean, if you think about what just opened,
Tiana's
Communicar Hall.
Oh.
How long did it take them to do that?
That was over COVID. I don't know what that was.
Oh, come on. COVID was over a long time ago.
Yeah, but I don't know what the issue was with that.
So that's from DSNY Newscast. He does a great job explaining the announcements.
Okay.
So he gave us the link to that.
Cool.
So when we finish this, we'll have to go back and look at those.
Definitely.
So Kendrick likes Art of Animation because and plus it has the Skyliner. So Kendrick, that's where I was getting ready to go.
Yeah. Even though you
could stay at Pop Century or Art of Animation,
and they call it what is it?
A Skyliner resort.
It's a Skyliner resort, but it is a value resort.
Value resort,
but it's an upgraded value resort.
Well,
somewhat.
Pop Century, and that is because of the Skyliner.
Art of Animation,
they're both
upgrade. Yeah.
So, I have stayed at Pop.
They're not moderate.
And it's very fun. They're not moderate, no.
They're not considered moderate resorts, right, Nick?
No, they're not. They are
Art of Animation.
They are value. But they're a little upgraded from
a step up from
the All Stars.
All Stars, right.
So can I finish saying now what I was trying to tell Kendrick? Thank you. He loves to talk over me. He does it all the time. All the time. We're with my parents, and I try to talk to my mom and dad, and he's going, and I'm like, let me talk.
If I didn't talk, you would say, why aren't you talking? And
well, that's true.
She said, you talk too much.
That's true.
She can't make up her mind.
So anyway, Kendrick, I love Art of Animation. I just think, I just love all the different, it's like a park. It has different lands. So in July when we go over, and we will be live when we go over, We're going to stay in Cars Land. I'm so excited to do that. And I have stayed at Pop Century, but I have never stayed at Art of Animation. So I'm so excited to stay at Art of Animation.
Nick said they are not. What are they? They are not what, Nick? I don't understand. They are
the only resort.
They are not value.
Okay. You asked him. Let him finish. Let him answer. Because I'm also I'm catching up in chat. MCM said the only resort he stayed during his 50th birthday was a good neighbor next to Disney Springs. Wyndham Lake, Buena Vista, one of the best. I've heard good things about that. Wyndham's are good hotels.
They're nice.
Nick said, did you know that there used to be a wave machine in the Seven Seas Lagoon? And it is actually... I didn't know it was still there. They used it for to jump waves when they were doing the ski... the jet ski.
Water
skis. Yes. I did not know that. Kendrick wants to stay at Animal Kingdom Lodge. Kendrick, let's go. Because I want to stay there too. Animal Kingdom Lodge I want to stay anytime. Wilderness Lodge I want to stay sometime in a January or February when it's cold and just be down there by the fireplace and sit in the rocking chairs.
And roasting marshmallows. Right.
Well, that's outside. I don't want to go outside when it's cold.
Oh, you want to be inside in the big grand hall.
Yeah, up next to the fireplaces and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the Wilderness Lodge
Have you ever eaten at Whispering Canyon? The Wilderness Lodge as well?
I did.
Yes, I'm not asking you.
Oh.
Finish telling me what you were telling me so I can catch up on the chat.
So I look at the Wilderness Lodge as a log cabin Grand Floridian.
I know you've said that before.
It looks like it. That's what it reminds me
All
of.
right, so Nick just said, did Mike just say we're going to the Luxor? If we're going to Vegas, it has to be the Bellagio.
I have stayed in, well, let me say, I used to go to Vegas a lot.
I agree, it's a special place, Alyssa.
I had a gambling thing. I used to do pretty good. The Bellagio is very nice. I think the Paris is pretty amazing. I stayed at Luxor for free for a week. It was a week we had free at Luxor. I've stayed at the Old Riviera, the Monte Carlo.
Okay.
And there was an old place we stayed at. It was this old hotel, old Vegas hotel I stayed at, was called the Westward Ho. And that's where we would get off the plane, get over transportation to the hotel, and they had foot-long hot dogs that were like this big, and that
if they were foot long, they were 12 inches long.
Well, they were longer than a foot long. I'll put it that way. It was.
And they weren't foot long.
They were.
Then they were foot and a half.
They
long.
were a huge hot dog. They were about that big. And listen, they were the size.
Ew, that's disgusting.
They were ginormous hot dogs. I've never found them again. And we could go in there, get a beer and a hot dog for $2.
Okay, they're still talking to you, and I'm still catching up in the chat.
$2.
Okay, that's great. That's cool. Pops V said you can't walk to Magic Kingdom from Coronado, Mike. You're right, Pops.
No, you have to use a bus from the Coronado. It's very true.
And Alyssa and Neil, I agree with you about the Contemporary. It is a very special place. I know that you're superstitious, MCM, and I understand. No worries about the late post. We're all just kind of chatting. So Pops V said, we have lots of goats in our herd from Hereford County. Wait a minute, Hereford? Are you in Hereford also? You're very familiar with Hereford? Because that's really close to Hartford. Hereford's Baltimore County, right? Hereford zone. It's Baltimore County. Hereford.
Okay, yes, Hereford.
And we're Hartford in a different county. So Elisa and Neil said they stayed in the Contemporary for one night. It was great. I know. I would. Oh my gosh! I'd give anything to stay in the Contemporary. I'd give anything to stay in the Polynesian, and I know he would give anything to stay in the Grand Floridian.
Hi, yeah, Maya. Next door to
Maya.
Next door to the.
They're not moderate.
Next door to the Westward Ho there in Vegas, there was an old place called Slots of Fun. We could go and get long necks for 50 cents. That was fun. 50-cent long necks, and
That's a beer.
Yes, it was any kind of beer, long neck. And then
It's a beer in a bottle with a long neck.
And then we would play craps for $1. That was cheap. Well, I still remember in Vegas, you used to go to a buffet, all-you-can-eat buffet, for $4.99, and you'd have.
Yeah, I've heard about all that.
You'd have crab
but
legs.
you have to go to the shows to do it.
No.
That's what I was told.
No, you did not have to go to the show. You just walked in, went to the buffet.
So here's what Nick said about the Pop Century.
Yes.
The Pop Century we know and love is the classic years, where AOA was to be the golden years, 1900 to 1950. But due to 9/11, that project sat abandoned for over 10 years. Huh.
Because of 9/11?
Well, people probably didn't. There was a lot, and you think about it, it didn't stop, the world didn't stop the way COVID stopped it, but the world stopped after 9/11. Things stopped for a while. Not near as long.
Right.
But, I mean, to Disney World, I mean, come on, COVID lasted for, 10 years?
Yeah.
9/11 must have lasted for at least 5
I
or
remember,
6.
well, the thing that was most eerie to me, because I was on an Air Force base, right? And the most eerie thing for me was to look up in the sky.
No airplanes. It wasn't just for you because you weren't on the Air Force.
Yeah, well, I worked around airplanes.
To look around.
There's no airplanes in the air. That was weird.
Now, was it like that for longer for us because we were near DC?
I don't think so.
Or did all airspace stay for 3 or 4 days?
I think all airspace did.
So, Florida Mark, hold on. I haven't caught up to the chat, so stop. Let me catch up. Florida Mark said the Polynesian is very nice too. I agree with him.
I would stay in the bungalow.
It's built in the island in the lagoon. The Polynesian, right?
The wave machine.
Oh. Mary said she would love to stay at the Wilderness Lodge during Halloween or Christmas. It's so hard to get it is hard to get a reservation, and it's so expensive.
Oh yeah.
Nick, don't tell him. Pass the ketchup. We won't tell you. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. That's all I'm going to say.
Ketchup.
Aww.
What?
Nick and Shannon got engaged at the Venetian.
Aww.
Aww. That was extra special. We got engaged in my parents' family room.
The Venetian.
We got engaged at the Venetian. Why didn't you take me to the Venetian to ask me?
Because it's too far away.
He's a goofball. Since you brought it up, Mike, Nick wants to know, what is your game of choice?
Craps.
Craps?
Craps.
This is blackjack. I'm with you.
Craps. Or you have the best house odds playing craps.
Pops V laughed. He said he's stayed at the Westward Ho.
No way. He
laughed.
stayed at the Westward Ho? I love that place. It was so...
Ooh. Go ahead.
It was so old. They had little courtyards, and they had like 4 or 5 two-story rooms there, and they had big rooms. They still had paneling on the wall, but each one had like a little pool hot tub right outside in their little courtyard. It was cool.
Well, paneling was probably in.
And the food was cheap. Dirt cheap.
So Neil performed at the Aria Hotel.
Neil performed at the Aria?
Yeah. Neil's a famous musician. You know that.
Well, I know Neil's a famous musician.
I bet he's even more famous than we know.
He's a famous Disney personality as well.
Well, that he is.
Yeah,
That he is.
He is.
And we are so honored we've met him.
Yes, we have.
In person.
In person.
I've shaken hands with him.
I've shaken hands with him as well.
And I sat next to Elisa and talked to her.
Yeah, I sat in the middle of the street and talked to Neil.
Well, yeah, it was in the
Well, I
middle.
stood in the
Main
middle.
Street,
Main
USA.
Street. Yeah, Neil and I
Wasn't a
were
real
sitting
street.
there watching
We
the
were-
fireworks
yeah.
together.
Yeah. That was pretty cool. Mary likes Baccarat.
Baccarat.
Baccarat. I thought it was Baccarat.
No, it's Baccarat.
Maya Blue said, hello, Jen and Mike.
Hello, Maya Blue.
You already said to him. Din Din
Yeah.
Soon.
You what?
He's having Din Din Soon. We had that. We already ate together.
Yes.
Mike reminds him of Circus hot dog and beer deals. $3.50 for both.
That's right. You used to be able to go to Vegas and eat for
50 cents a long neck.
I could live a week in Vegas on $50.
Pops V said he stayed at Grand Floridian concierge level, but it's not his gig, but to each their own.
Oh my God.
Tell me about it. I want to know, like, why was it not your gig? What was it that you don't like?
It was too hoity-toity.
The air conditioner just tried to come on and that went off.
No, it's shut off.
Oh.
It's got it down.
Oh, so Nick said that it stopped. It wasn't built after 9/11 because tourism stopped. It dropped.
I could see
that makes sense.
Well,
yeah,
because people weren't
stopped.
flying as
Yeah,
much.
they didn't want to fly, and you
Right.
didn't want to travel far from home.
Right.
And that lasted for quite a while.
And that's, you know what though? That's what those people wanted.
That's what
to
they
do.
wanted.
That's what they wanted.
And they did win in that.
In that sense, for a while.
For a while, yes.
And then finally, the American spirit came through and said, "This ain't happening."
Ooh, here's a good question. Maya said, Mike and Jen, what did you collect most as a child or an adult? I went through so many spurts when I was younger, and my parents would like go to the beaches and go on vacations every winter without me, which thinking back on it is crazy because my mom was a teacher and she would actually take a week off of school and they would fly down to Nassau or go over to the Bahamas or, you know, like do that kind of thing because they had their own airplane. And I collected shells. They would always bring me back shells, and I loved shells. And then when I was 14, there was a shell. We were up in Ocean City, Maryland, and there was like a shell that was sticking up like this much, and it was kind of like curved. Like you can't tell by my hand, but it was curved. And I went to pick it up, and it wouldn't come out of the sand, so I had to actually dig around, and it was in the wet sand. And I had to dig and dig and dig, and of course, you know, wet sand, it keeps coming back in. And I dug and dug and dug, and when I pulled it up, it was a conch, a live conch. And you don't get those that far north in Ocean City, Maryland. And like I was in the newspaper for that one.
Really?
The Ocean City, I don't remember what it was called, but the Ocean City, Maryland newspaper.
Yeah.
I was in the newspaper with a picture of me holding my live conch. And like it was so cool. I was like, oh my God, that
after
was
you held
really
it
cool.
out of the water for so long.
Oh, I didn't leave him out of the water. The lifeguards took my picture. My dad took my picture, and they asked for my picture, and they interviewed me.
And then he took
and
your
then put it.
conch.
I wasn't going to keep it. I wanted it to live.
Mm.
I took it back to the ocean and I put it in the water and let it just float away. I went way out, like above my knees, which in Ocean City, you know, that's pretty far out.
Yeah, pretty far.
So yeah, that was pretty cool. And then I was a swimmer. I was an athletic swimmer back then, and I collected trophies. That was my big thing. I kept all my trophies like in an area. And that was pretty cool with my trophies and my ribbons.
Jen used to swim competitively, and she was actually very close to Olympic speed at that time.
At that time. Then I hurt myself. And things kind of went south. Well, first I went to college. And they didn't have... I went to Salisbury State in Ocean City. I mean, it's like 45 minutes from Ocean City. And their swim team was 4 people. I was one of those 4. The other 3 couldn't make it across the pool. They couldn't swim 1 lap. I was like, oh, okay, this is not a swim team.
Team's not winning a whole lot there,
and by
sister.
that time, you're too old to join other teams. Unless you're on a college team, there weren't a whole lot of
Could have
options.
gone to another college.
I could have, but I was not going to do that. All right. I'm catching up. Pops V said, yes, Mike, early 80s. That's when he stayed at Westward Ho.
I was there then.
Mary played craps on the ship when she was on the ship the other day.
I do know how to play craps, Mary, if you ever need any pointers.
It was too foo-foo for him. Mm-hmm. Pops V said that Grand Floridian was too foo-foo. Wasn't Disney to him. You know, we've only ever stayed in a, what's the top level? It's value, moderate, and I know what they're called. Anyway, we stayed at the boardwalk for one night. That's all we could afford. And it was with his son and his son's fiance and his grandson as well. And so we shared the price of it, and it made it a little more
appealing.
Yeah, a little
easier to swallow.
While the boardwalk still had, like, there were little hidden Mickeys in the curtains and hidden Mickeys here and there. I'm not through the chat yet, so do not respond to that yet. So there were little pieces of Disney in there. I felt the same way about the boardwalk. I was like, it's not Disney, but somehow the Polynesian feels Disney to me. And because of being in the Contemporary when I was little, that feels very Disney to me, because it's a memory from when I was 4. Deluxe, that's it. That was a little gnat that Mike tried to catch.
This water.
Oh, Nick, he collected Garbage Pail Kids. I had a, I don't remember what they were called, the other ones that you had to adopt. It was a little boy, Cabbage Patch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and his name was Aubrey. It was cute.
Oh, you want it?
Mine was like, shells, okay.
So I actually, when the...
Oh, Kendrick, I love Shark Tank.
When the Cabbage Patch dolls came out, okay, we went to Toys R Us that was near our house, and we got a Cabbage Patch doll, and you won't believe the last name of the Cabbage Patch doll
Ballard
was the same as ours.
Imagine that.
That was weird.
That is weird. Mine they didn't come with last names.
Uh-huh.
No, you had to give them a last name.
No, they came with last names.
Mine only came with Aubrey.
That's because you didn't get one of the originals.
Yeah, he was an original.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes, he was.
Mm-mm.
Michael, I was 16.
I'm just saying.
He was an original.
I'm just saying.
He was an original.
Did they say
Nick said,
on the bottom of the foot?
Yes. Nick said, now I just collect bills.
So do I when Jen goes.
Pops V.
When I go to the Magic Kingdom.
No, I save you money.
Oh, I know. You save me a lot.
I save you a lot of money. Pops V knew the name of the Ocean City newspaper. Ocean
Really?
City Tribune. How'd you know that? Oh, well, because you're from Maryland. Duh.
Duh. The Ocean City Tribune.
Yeah. Bills and race medals. I have over 200 medals from over the past 9 years of racing consistently. This year's Peachtree Road Race will be my 9th year running. That is awesome, Nick.
Nick's a competitive runner.
And when he runs at Disney, one of the things we're going to do is we're going to go. I'm going to do my very best to get up really early and go to the parks and like cheer him on. Yay! Hi! We'll be live. We'll be watching him.
We'll be watching.
I think we're allowed.
I won't be running.
Hey, Mel Shora. Good to see you. Keto?
Hello.
I'm confused. He said fat floats. Yeah, it does. It does. Keto? No. Magic Fanatic. Saw a Cabbage Patch doll. Still in the box today at the Antique Mall in Lakeland. Still in the box.
Still in the box.
That's amazing. I bet that's worth something.
This thing keeps flying around.
Yes, it does. What did Mike collect? He wants to know what you collected.
I used to get. My mom worked at a little drugstore, and it had like the old drugstore soda fountain type thing, and it would have baseball cards. And my mom would get me like every day when she went to work, she would get me a pack of baseball cards. I remember that, and I remember at one point I had like a pile of the gum that used to come in the baseball cards, like about that high. It was like,
wow.
But they were like bricks. And trying to chew them up, they were hard. But baseball cards, and when Hot Wheels first came out, I had so many. I probably had 200 or 300 Hot Wheel cards when I was a kid.
Maya also collected baseball cards. Pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool. I had a friend long, like 20 years before I met Mike, who also collected baseball cards.
Mm-hmm.
So Pops B was saying that he has 3 boys and 1 daughter, and the daughter is the youngest, never had to deal with the Cabbage Patch dolls. You were lucky. Maya also collects comic books and rare stones.
Those are very cool. Comic books.
There's a Cabbage Patch hospital in Cabbagetown, Georgia. We'll have to. That'll have to be on our.
Fun. That would
be funny. That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it would be fun. We did go. I don't know. Does everybody know we went to the Wizard of Oz Museum in?
Oh, that's still on our site if you want to go see it. That
Cocoa
was fun.
Beach. Yeah, that
was really pretty cool.
It was pretty cool. If you want to see something different, check out our video on the.
We may do that again sometime. Not real soon, but we might do it. It's supposed to move in about another year over to Orlando.
Yeah.
So
hopefully, I'm hoping it gets bigger for them, and they get
Orlando. Yeah.
They get some more.
Well, they'll probably bring in. I would think if they go to Orlando, they'll bring in some more of the
big collectible stuff. Wicked, yeah.
Bring some of the Wicked stuff in. So Maya was saying, Kendrick was saying, used to collect Beanie Babies. Does anyone remember those days? Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Hot Wheels from Maya. Aw, Maya, you're so sweet. He wants to gift you something also.
Oh, no, you don't have to. Please, no, you don't have to.
What comic books do you like?
No, that's fine.
Maya's such a sweetheart. You are the sweetest.
I appreciate that, but I wouldn't know what to do with it. I would keep it. I would keep it. It's just too nice of you. I don't feel right.
He's gifting me.
What?
The popcorn. Popcorn buckets. Not buckets, the tins and, all that.
I always liked the Superman or Spider-Man, stuff like that. I always liked those.
He said he's serious. He wants to send you collectible ones.
I like either Spider-Man or Superman.
I can tell he's not sure how to handle this, Maya, because he won't look at the camera.
I don't know.
He's like, wow.
No, I remember when I was a kid, it was in that drugstore where my mom worked, and they had this circular stand, and all the comic books were there, and I used to read the comic books.
Sit there and look at them. Yeah.
DC, a lot of them were DC comics.
Yeah. He's like, great, I got you both. So sweet, Maya.
That's very kind, Maya.
So the Cabbage Patch Hospital is an hour north of Nick. It's the original birthplace of the Cabbage Patch dolls. I do remember there was an actual hospital that they were born in. Yeah.
It was a factory then, right?
No, it was a hospital. Okay, Maya, enjoy your dinner.
Thank you, Maya.
We love you.
Thank you very much.
Have a great dinner.
Very kind.
So sweet.
Yeah, it is very.
So, Nick, when we come see the Cabbage Patch Hospital, we're going to have to visit you, too.
Mm-hmm.
Good question, MCM. He said, I've met a lot of Disney characters. What's your favorite character you've met? You go first, because I have a long explanation.
So.
His will be just as long.
I've told in the stream that I first went to Disney.
See you soon, Pops V. Have a great night.
Bye, Pop V. Thank you for joining us. I've told a lot of people that my first experience with Disney, of course, was sitting at home watching, The Wonderful World of Color, Walt Disney's, all that. But I remember I only have one picture. It was one of the Instamatic cameras taken of me and Pluto.
But you can't find it. So we probably don't have it in the house.
But it's still
You
in my
at least have
mind.
it in your mind.
I have it in my mind.
Right.
And it was when I was 9, almost 10 years old. So Pluto holds a special place in my heart from when I was a kid.
That's why you like Jackson so much.
I don't know.
Jackson he loves Pluto too. He takes Pluto everywhere he goes.
I'm just like Pluto.
Well, you should.
So yeah.
That's that connection that you and
Probably-
Jackson have.
probably-
Jackson's our next door neighbor.
Probably
He's 2.
Pluto.
He's 2. So mine was always Mickey Mouse. Because, and I'm about to tell you something that you want to remember this fact. There's only a few of you in here, so you want to remember this fact if we ever play Two Truths and a Lie. I used to have a Mickey Mouse when I was little, and his face was plastic, right? And you know how Mickey Mouse's nose is black. So when I was little, I didn't suck my thumb, I sucked my big toe, and I sucked Mickey Mouse's nose. Well, when I started walking, my parents were like, you can't suck your big toe. You just can't. Stop. You got to stop. Because I would not wear socks and I would not wear shoes. That has not changed. I still don't like socks or shoes. Still don't like them.
And she still sucks her toes.
I do not. So they made me stop sucking my big toe. Well, I sucked Mickey's nose more. I don't know why I didn't like my thumb, but I didn't like my thumb. So his nose, I sucked all the black off. When I was 11, I went to camp, and all the girls in the cabin made fun of me because my Mickey didn't have a black nose. So my best friend was with me, and she got a black marker, and she's like, "Here, let's just color his nose." So we colored his nose, and I was like, "Thank you." Like, she made me feel all better, right? So that night, 11, I went to bed. The next morning, I woke up and Mickey's nose was no longer black.
But her mouth was.
Yeah, I don't remember doing it. So if we play Two Truths and a Lie, you're going to want to remember that.
Oh my God.
Just thought I'd share that real quick. So my favorite character...
And we can prove it because she still has the Mickey Mouse.
I do, and his nose isn't black.
His nose is not black.
I never colored it black again. So Mickey Mouse was always like, oh, my favorite. When I was an adult, a younger adult, back in the 1990s, I remember going to, I think it might have been Hollywood Studios where I met him. And I was like, oh my God, there's Mickey. And I'm standing in line to meet him. And it was right outside of where they, like, you get to watch the artists make the cartoons and stuff. And I'm standing there like, oh my God, oh, it's Mickey. And by that point, I'm like shaking, just shaking. And there's like two people in front of me and I'm shaking. One person in front of me and I'm like, I'm shaking because I'm so excited. And I'm like looking over at my friends that are with me and they have the camera and they're just laughing at me. And I'm like, I can't believe I'm about to meet Mickey Mouse again. I haven't seen him since I was 4. Oh my God. And I saw Mickey and I wrapped my arms around him and I started crying because I was so happy to see him. So yeah, that was probably always my favorite. But recently, the first time we went to Epcot and went around and found Christopher Robin's room, Winnie the Pooh was in there, and there was a family with a little boy that was from England. And the little boy's just waiting and waiting and waiting. And when he got to go in with Pooh, he hugged Pooh, and Pooh just sat there and hugged him back. And they hugged, and they hugged, and they hugged, and they hugged. And finally, the parents were like, come on. And Pooh goes, get away. Like, just wouldn't. They were just like, go away, go away. So,
the little boy's still hugging him.
Yeah. And the little boy's still hugging him. So Pooh was just like, I'm hugging him. I'm hugging him. It brought tears to my eyes. It was so sweet. And then we had an interaction with Pooh. And Pooh was just so fun. And he was funny. And we had such a great time. It was nice. It was such a good interaction. And so, having that chance to meet Pooh and have that interaction, he kind of, between him and Tigger, it became probably my favorite character at that point. Character meet and greet, at least.
Oh, yeah.
It was amazing.
Yep.
Your favorite is Mickey Mouse for completely different reasons, Benny? MAJic Fanatic laughed at me. When visiting in the Disney parks. Yeah, that was all in the Disney parks. All of that happened in the Disney parks.
And Jen
not when I was younger.
And Jen to this day still gets all giggly
But
and goofy when she meets Mickey Mouse.
I do. I do.
And every time she meets him, she goes, I was going to marry you.
I do, because I told him that...
The children would have looked really weird. Big ears.
They would have been cute.
Big ears, four fingers.
They would have been cute.
Hi. Hi there. Hi.
They would have been cute.
Oh, yeah.
You know what, Melshona? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Nobody was disagreeable with you. But I am now. Bye-bye.
Well, that went quickly.
No, not yet. Did you catch it?
I don't know. If I catch this bug, I swear to God. Oh, I think look.
He got him. He mushed him.
Yeah, I mushed him.
He mushed him.
He gone.
All right, so, yeah. What was the other question? There was another question that somebody had asked. Do you remember?
Yeah, we were back there in the chat a little bit.
It only counts in your memories, even if you don't have pics or vids.
Yeah.
It does. It does.
Yeah.
Kendrick's new favorite meet and greet is the Mandalorian because he loves seeing Grogu. You know what?
Jen does too. She goes goofy over that too.
I'm always like,
he wants to hug him.
Can I touch Grogu? Can I hold him? And Mandalorian just kind of like looks at me and then walks away.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, your previous query, did I miss it?
Mando is very cool. If I could get a costume like Mando, I'd walk around every day like that.
No, he did not catch it with chopsticks, but kind of, because it was stuck on his finger here, like on the inside. He caught it like this. Craziness. So MCM, tell me what your question was, because I think I did miss it.
I'm really enjoying this.
Me too. So when you go there, to the Cabbage Patch Hospital, you get to pick out your doll from the hospital. That would be fun. From
a little bassinet?
Probably. That would be fun.
That would be fun.
We could have our own child together at 65 and 56.
Don't have to worry about paying for college.
Yeah, we won't be here. Robert will have to pay for it.
I don't think it's going to go to college, honey.
Sure it will. And it's not an it, it's a he or she. Call my child an it. Specifically meeting characters in Disney parks. If you didn't get it, I was confused. Oh. Yeah, those were in Disney parks, except for the background of Mickey, of why Mickey was so special to me. That was just a little bit of background.
And the Pluto I met at
But-
Disneyland, California.
Yeah.
Because I was 10 years old and our parents drove all the way from Maryland all the way across country. I rode in the back of a 63 Buick Riviera all the way to California and to go to Disneyland.
From Maryland.
From Disneyland. And that's when, back then, in 1969, they had the cable cars, the buckets, and they went right through the Matterhorn. And that's what I remember, the cable car going through the Matterhorn.
The ride?
The ride, yeah. But they now sealed it off, and it's not a hole in it anymore.
So the Matterhorn, I always think of the one where the cars go up and down in a big circle, like on a carousel, but really fast, and then they stop and then they go backwards.
Yeah, no.
That's what I always think of the Matterhorn. But I've heard that the Matterhorn in California is bobsleds.
Bobsleds.
So is it like a roller coaster on bobsleds?
Think of Space Mountain.
Well, it's bobsleds.
Bobsleds.
So Nick, is Space Mountain the same as the Matterhorn in California? Like the same track or the same
basic idea?
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm asking Nick. Because they're not called bobsleds in Space Mountain, but they're very similar to bobsleds.
Yeah,
Like
you're sitting one behind the other.
Yeah,
Right.
and that's how Space Mountain is.
Exactly. And
From what I remember.
And that's how the Matterhorn
Same
was.
idea. Okay, cool.
Same idea.
Cool. Awesome.
So, yeah, Space Mountain is the Matterhorn updated.
Yeah.
Basically.
What year did Space Mountain open? 79?
Space Mountain sounds right, 79.
And when was Matterhorn open?
1950 something, 1960. That'd be very new.
So Benny said, from what I've seen on videos, it's about the same. Yeah. Nick said, Matterhorn was the first tube roller coaster. Space Mountain at Magic Kingdom opened before Space Mountain in Disneyland.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know that. So then Disneyland has the Matterhorn and Space Mountain.
Both. We have Space Mountain.
See, I think we have the better because we have 4 different parks and so much land and all of that. But Disneyland, I want to experience Disneyland because there's so much different.
It has everything.
Even though it's similar, but
it has a lot
different.
of the stuff that we have just crammed in a little smaller space.
Well, but it has other stuff that we don't have.
I think it's
because they
like-
still have the Matterhorn. We don't have that.
It's like 500 acres.
I understand, but what I'm saying is we don't have the Matterhorn.
No.
They still have Mr.
Well,
Toad's Wild Ride. We don't have that.
But that was see that each I look at each one of the Disney parks has like a signature thing. Disneyland had they had the castles are all their
each land, I don't know how to say it, Disney park, I guess. If you count Walt Disney World as one park, then each Magic Kingdom has its own castle.
correct.
And that's like the cornerstone of
It's
everywhere.
their signature piece. Yeah, I guess so.
Of everywhere.
But in
But they all have
California, the
their-
Matterhorn is another signature
It's
piece.
right. So what would Disney World's be in Magic Kingdom?
Epcot.
No, in Magic Kingdom.
Magic Kingdom would have to be. I think Cinderella's castle is the jewel of it because it's so much bigger than Disneyland's castle. So that's kind of like their signature. When you see when you see Magic Kingdom, you think of the castle first.
Bye, Magic Fanatic.
Bye,
Tell
Magic
your son
Fanatic.
we said hi.
Yep, thank you. Thank you for coming in.
That's right, Magic Fanatic. Don't forget it for 2 Truths and a Lie. Not that we've been asked to be on it, but just don't forget it. So Benny said he's heard that. I guess he means Space Mountain is even rougher, but you may need a chiropractor after.
True.
Space Mountain. Mm-hmm. One of the reasons I can't write it. The only difference between Space Mountain and Matterhorn gives you a free chiropractic spinal adjustment. Oh, Matterhorn's the one I would need it for.
Yeah, that would be wonderful.
I can't even do Space Mountain without needing a
What?
I keep seeing the crack or whatever in the sky, in the ceiling up there.
Crack the sky.
Crack the sky, yeah. Y'all don't know. Do you know Crack the Sky? I bet one of you in here knows Crack the Sky. That spot up there is what I'm seeing.
Okay.
So Nick said that the cornerstone for WDW is Cinderella's Castle.
Yeah. But I think Disneyland has probably 2, well 3 actually. If you add in California Adventure, they have their...
That Ferris wheel.
The Ferris wheel is for California Adventure, that's their signature piece. Disneyland has their castle, but also the Matterhorn.
Hey, Tony Tower, welcome back.
Hello, Tony. Not so scary.
Aw. We love it, Mary. She said, I'm seriously loving this private chat with you guys. What a relaxing vibe. It is. You do know, though, we're going to have to get ready for bed soon.
I know, we gotta get up early in the morning.
Yeah. You're going to have to take the girls out.
I know.
So, we won't go just yet, but we hate saying goodbye, so we're going to take a couple more minutes at least. But we have so enjoyed tonight. At least I have. What about you?
Oh, I loved it.
Because I missed them. I can't say it enough. I've missed you guys.
I mean, streaming's in our blood now. We love it.
Magic Night Talk. Oh, I love that, Mary. That's what we'll have to call it. Magic Night Talk. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have to do some of this.
What if it's not at night?
Well, in the morning, we can either do Magic Night Talk if it's after dinner. We can do Chat and Chew in the mornings.
Mm-hmm.
Or in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you were over getting our dinner, and I think I was telling them that one of the things I was thinking about is we can't be in the parks at our age in the heat of the day. We either have to do morning and then leave in the early afternoon or late afternoon into evening.
Right.
So we could do Chat and Chew for brunch, 10 to 11:30, 12, somewhere in there. 2 or 3 days a week, and then do a Saturday night Magic Talk, something like that. That way, because we can't exactly drive. It's an hour and a half over to the parks, so we can't exactly drive an hour and a half over, have no place to go for the warmth or the heat of the afternoon. We got to get out of the heat for a couple of hours when it's this so hot. Especially this year, it's going to be really bad because it's hot already. So we're thinking some of the time we could do a brunch Chat and Chew or a dinner Chat and Chew and be either there in the morning or the evening or something like that.
Well, we've kind of started this like up there at Pinocchio's. We could take a break in the middle of the day in air conditioning.
That's not long enough, though.
Not long enough.
No, we need to truly we need to take some time to actually rest. When you're at the parks visiting as staying overnight, you can go back to your hotel, get in the pool, you can relax. We kind of need a break in the middle of the day where we can just kind of totally relax. So we'll have to see. We'll see. We still want to be in the park all the time.
We'll work it out.
And we love our long days. We don't like to go. Once we're there, we don't like to leave.
Yeah.
We don't care how tired we are or how much we hurt.
I just want to spend more time with everybody.
I agree. We're going to.
I like it.
So Mary said we got to get ready for bed, and they have an early morning also.
Okay.
But they wish us both the sweetest of dreams. We wish you the same. Kendrick said enjoyed it. Have a good evening, everyone.
Definitely.
First Chat and Chew, Whispering Canyon Cafe. Can you imagine how the cast members would react? Oh my God. That would be hysterical.
That would be hysterical.
That might be a Chat and Chew that we go do.
That might be.
That would be really fun. Really fun. That would be hysterical.
We would have
if
ketchup.
You know, you know.
We would have some ketchup.
Well, we would have to have fries. And if you have fries, you need ketchup.
You need ketchup, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Court Marie, glad you're back. Thank you, Tony. Thank you for being here, everybody.
Yeah.
Absolutely, Nick. You're invited anytime you want.
Yes, please.
That would be fun.
What?
Nick and Shannon and their daughters and
Oh my
us and do a
God,
chat and
that
chew in Whispering Canyon.
Yeah. But Nick also, if we did,
I think he forgets where you are, Nick. He's in the little box.
hello,
He's not in my head.
hi. If I'm not used to it. Anyway, if we did like a show where we would have guests come on, would you be willing to be like one of our guests one time, Nick? And sit and talk?
Well, heck, it could be anybody. It could be Tony O'Tower, too.
Well, I know, anybody.
Yeah.
Be our guest for the evening.
Be our guest.
Be our guest.
Put our service to the test. We did that well.
I know. So
Tony said he would be more than honored to be a guest.
That would be fun.
That would be fun. So that's one of the things we're thinking about doing is like a late night thing where we just like sit and talk, like Neri said, magic night, magic talk, magic time.
Of course, and you could set up a camera.
Of course, he would.
You would set up a camera, and we could all be on camera and talk.
He was on Sierra's home stream last summer.
Oh, that's very cool.
That is cool.
That's cool.
We'll have to get Sierra to come over and help us learn exactly how to do a home stream.
Definitely.
So, because we don't want to get on here and be like, we're back to the beginning and we don't know what we're doing and we're going to lose the stream.
I think we've done okay so far.
Well, this part, yeah, but we don't know how to bring in a guest.
Okay.
That's the part we have to learn.
Yeah, we have to learn how to add it to the stream. Okay.
Tanya Tower's down for the Magical Mike show. Hey! Hey!
That's a great name, Tony. I'm just saying. Tony's idea.
I'm the star of the show. They want to see me. Why are you looking confused?
Whatever.
Oh. Hey, J-Sonic. To the both of you.
To what?
J-Sonic said hi to the both of you. Both.
Both of you.
That's me.
Me and you. Jinx.
Hey, J-Sonic. Jinx again.
Jinx again.
You owe me a Coke. Why don't you call it the Magic Show? Yeah. The Magic Show. That's a name.
That could get confusing, though, if you post it on... if you post it out there, the Magic Show...
We could learn true magic tricks. I could make you disappear. Hey, that would be a good one. That would be a great trick.
What?
Huh?
Okay, yeah, I'll disappear, and while you're shopping, you don't have to save me any money anymore.
I'll save myself money?
I don't think so.
Oh. It wouldn't be as fun to shop without you, though.
No, it wouldn't, would it?
I need somebody. The other night we were shopping, and we weren't on stream, but our friend John from Fun to Be Free was with us. And he came over to me. Mike was like in another part of the store.
I was proud
and John
of him.
came over to
John.
me, and he's like, "What do you have?" I'm like, "It's a corksicle. It's a corksicle. Look at it. It's pink and it's white, and it says fairy tale. Love is a fairy tale." And it was so pretty. I'm like, "It's a corksicle." We were looking for your cup, Nick. They're out, but don't worry.
We've got you covered.
I've got some magic happening.
Yes.
Don't worry.
We've got it.
You're covered.
We got it handled.
We're trying our very best. Anyway, so we're looking for Nick's cup, and I find my cup. My cup.
She
it
found
had a handle.
It wasn't hers
pink,
at the time.
It was beautiful. It was mine. It was calling my name.
There.
I had to have it.
She didn't.
I needed it. I needed it.
We didn't want her
it
to
was
have
absolutely
it. John ever even tried to take it back.
John offered to take it back and put it back
I'll
for me.
take it back. She ripped it out of his.
No, you're not.
Ripped it out of his hands. I thought she was going to pull his fingernails off.
He was about to lose some fingers. Yeah. Yeah, he was about to lose some fingers.
Oh my gosh.
Take my cup away from me. Who did he think he was?
I need this. And even Doug said,
I know.
What did you get?
Why
did you go
Why are you
shopping?
shopping? I said, because I needed it. I mean, come on. Listen to our song. I needed it.
I needed it. It needed like I need another hole in my
Nick's
head.
grandfather was a magician. So see, we can learn magic tricks.
You learn the magic tricks. I'll watch.
You'll be disappearing. You won't be able to watch.
That'll be funny.
Oh, that was fun.
All right.
Oh, cool, Jay Sonic. We're going to go back and rewatch the replay. He watched the Diz Pod with
Very
John.
cool.
He said it was fun. Awesome.
Very cool.
We'll be watching the replay. That'll probably be part of what we're doing tomorrow. But we hate to say goodnight.
Yep, but it's that time.
We do.
Everybody, thank you very much for being with us.
This was fun. This
I
was
loved
fun.
This
I
is
enjoyed
different.
being with
This
you.
this will give us at least a little bit of the magic that we're missing while we're not in the park. Because we got everybody here.
Our magic friends.
We got all of our magic friends.
If you look for us tomorrow, we will try. We're going to see how the traffic is and see what we're doing, and maybe we'll hop on tomorrow too. So
It might be a
look for us.
pop up. It might be a pop up live while we're heading up the road. Maybe when we get closer to Baltimore.
You're welcome, GGA. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Because we can't do it. We can in Virginia. We'll start to get some more.
Signal.
Yeah, we got to get through North Carolina, and that's another 2
Carolina
hours,
is like a black hole for signal.
pretty much. So after we get out of it, it'll probably be lunch-ish time,
Yeah. Yeah. Sirius satellite radio barely makes it here.
right? So yeah, we will do what we can.
All right.
Oh, that's a song by Two Unlimited, Magic Friends. Cool.
Cool.
We will definitely drive safe, Nick. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
We'll be leaving here, and we know that there's construction just after we leave here going north, so
Yeah.
that'll take us a little bit
Hopefully
of
it
time.
doesn't slow us up.
It's supposed to be nice weather in the morning here. So.
Yeah. If we leave here.
GGA's in Fairfax, Virginia.
In Fairfax.
Yeah,
We'll be coming up through really close to there.
really close to there. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
All
All
right.
right, everybody. Good night.
Have a wonderful night. Have a magical night. Have a magical day tomorrow.
Thank you for being with us. Yep. Thank you
Thank
again,
you.
honey. Love you.
Love you.
And we'll see you all soon.
See you real soon.
Take care. Have a great night.